I was reading an article on Twitter about Isan Diaz, second baseman for the Marlins. He's probably getting snatched up in a lot of dynasty leagues. 10-game hit streak. He's hit 20 home runs, has 41 steals in 83 games. Let me repeat that. 20 home runs and 41 steals in 83 games. Isan Diaz, second baseman. He's at AAA for Miami. He could be up before the trade deadline as well. Particularly, I think that the Marlins are trying to package and deal away Castro. And when Castro gets dealt, I like Diaz actually better in Miami than I like Urias in San Diego. Urias is ranked a little higher on some people's scales, but not on mine. Isan Diaz, to me, is a real sleeper in the second half. And if you can get him and you have a vacancy where you could put a second baseman on your bench to stash, I like Isan Diaz in the second half. Luis Robert for the White Sox at AAA. This is his third level this year. He started the year at High A Winston, went up to Double A Birmingham. Now he's at AAA Charlotte. I saw him play last year at High A Winston to end the year. This kid, I think, rivals, Lenny, you ready for this? He rivals Eloy Jimenez. He's in that category. Okay? Over the last 10 games leading to the Futures game, he hit over 300. He stole 7 bases in his last 10 games. Luis Robert. Power. He's a five-tooler. He can throw, he can hit, he can run, he can catch it. He's got the power, he's got the contact. And don't be surprised if he's up in Chicago before the year's out. He's that good. Finally, my top 10. I want to talk about Jo Adell for just a moment. Because Jo Adell is also a five-tooler. And I think the Angels are going to probably bring him up this year. He's at Double-A. He probably will skip. He could skip Triple-A. He entered the break with a 1.037 OPS through 24 Double-A games. He does strike out a lot. But if the Angels hang around this wild card race, and I've told you they're in the race, they're 4.5 games out of that wild card, Adell could be a weapon to go alongside perennial MVP candidate Mike Trout. So those are the 10 players I'm looking at on the farm, AAA, ready to get the call. A lot of information today, guys, huh? Tell you, I've enjoyed this show, and I really appreciate you guys being in the chat room with me this morning. Guests Jeff, Lou Landers, Andrea, Beerman, Cam, DeMazins, David Bizel, Jack. Jack, you still with me? Lenny, guest Alexis, guest Bert. It's great to have all of you. Baseball season starts back up today. The Astros and the Rangers. The Astros have yet to announce a starter. Lance Lynn will be throwing for the Texas Rangers in Arlington tonight. Go watch the game. Go have a great day, everybody. And thank you for joining me today on Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports.